because it was just a bigger. I mean, they're both huge names, but I vaguely remember when that was happening. But I love Jackie Chan and I love Chris Tucker. But what's
Okay.
really strange is like the last
Well,
week, they've been popping up on my feed a lot
really? They
on like
haven't popped up
everything.
on mine. All I've been getting is like DC comic book news on my stuff. This is like the
Like
first
even it was,
time
I
that
thought it was strange. I was like, oh, this is and they're so adorable together. Like you can tell, like these are pals now, and they've
right.
obviously worked very close together. But no, yeah, like on YouTube Shorts, Facebook, it was weird. And so when I was reading this, when you asked me to come on, I'm like, oh my god. And then I was like, well, they probably knew before us and knew to turn. But I was like, oh, that's kind of. I'm happy for them. I hope this happens.
Okay, so I want to give a little bit more context, and then I'll tell you what I think
Oh, you're
too.
fine.
Okay, so Chan starred in three Rush Hour films between 1998 and 2007 alongside comedian and actor Chris Tucker. The franchise follows a Hong Kong detective inspector who forms an unlikely relationship with a loudmouthed LAPD officer to solve a series of international crimes. The original Rush Hour grossed 244 million worldwide for a New Line Cinema and cinemated the Hong Kong-born Chan as an English-language action star. However, Chan said that he expected the film to bomb at the box office, and he had planned to quit Hollywood for good due to the lack of interesting roles he had been receiving. I tried so many times to go to Hollywood, but after that, I said no more Hollywood because my English is not good. They're not my culture. They don't like this kind of action, he said. Chan said he only received scripts about East Asian detectives in America, but he was keen to expand his creative endeavors when the script for Rush Hour passed his desk. And there's also a little bit more I want to talk about. My manager said, look, there's a script, and it's called Rush Hour. I said, no. Hong Kong police, I'm not going to do it. He said, Jackie, why don't you try it last time? I said, okay, this is the last time. After the first film was released, Chan said he received a call from Ratner and Tucker who said, dude, we're a huge success. We're 70 million in the first weekend. For me, I don't have to count of what 70 million is. I don't know the box office. I just know it certainly is a success. And then they made part 2 and part 3 he added. So my thing is this. Okay, I'm excited for a fourth Rush Hour movie. The third one I didn't really care for. I loved the first two films. But what I would like for them to do is not focus on Jackie Chan's character anymore. Focus it on Chris Tucker. Because
Yeah.
there's a story there that was never really fleshed out. And
I always like the line where they both bring up that their fathers were policemen.
Right. And hold
I
on,
always like that.
Now listen to my pitch. You're gonna be Warner Brothers. I'll be doing my pitch to you. And I see you're getting your hair ready. So let's see. So I walk into your office. I said, Abby, I have an idea for Rush Hour 4. What I want to do is I want to take focus off of Jackie Chan's character and focus the main point onto Chris Tucker's character because there's something more there. You're going to tell me, well, what's there? What's the concrete thing, right?
Right.
That's what you're going to say. So I'm going to say, well, look, his father got killed. I believe, in Chinatown or something to do with the not Chinatown. I'll take that back. It was just like basically sometimes right. Somebody knifed him in the back. We don't know who. We don't know where. But what if it was actually the triads? What if it was connected in with an old case that Jackie was working at Hong Kong or somewhere along that, and Jackie didn't even know that at the time? And now it's up to Jackie and him to solve his own father's.
Oh my god! And solve the murder.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
That will wrap up Rush Hour.
No, I like that, and I was going to say at first that can come off a bit cheesy, but once you start tying it in like in that way and solving, not just figuring out like, oh, we have this that ties us together. Like, no, we're gonna go solve what happened to my dad. I like that. I really like that a lot, John. That's slick. And honestly, back when 2020 and the pandemic and everything was happening, and Bad Boys 2. Remember when everybody was joking about like, what are we going to do with the Oscars? Like the only things that have come out are like Sonic and Bad Boys 2. And I was like, honestly, I wouldn't be upset if you gave Martin Lawrence an Oscar because I felt like he really emotionally hit in that. And it was really like, of course it was Bad Boys and it was over the top action, but I felt like Martin Lawrence was really bringing it. And I could see them in Rush Hour 4 really allowing them to dramatically act, and I would like to see that, and I like that, John. I really do
Thanks.
like that a lot. I like that. I don't think that would come off, and I do think that these actors have the chemistry. I think they have the chemistry to pull it off. I think it wouldn't come off in a cheesy way if it's wrote correctly. I really like that.
Thanks, because here's the thing. I've been sitting in my Rush Hour 3 office since the movie ended, and I've been thinking about this idea since the movie ended. I'm like, what if we stop focusing on Jackie and focus on Chris Tucker, and also not only focus on Chris Tucker, but also have it linked to where his father died and was knifed in the back, and also has some kind of connection with Hong Kong, with the triads, or some type of thing in Chinatown itself in Los Angeles or something.
Right. Just something
It
that
doesn't
ties them.
necessarily. Here's the thing, though. You don't necessarily have to have it tied into an actual character from Hong Kong
Right.
or something like that per se. You can have someone in the Los Angeles area as well and
Right.
stuff like that and solve the crime that way. But it makes more cohesive sense to me if it is in Hong Kong and the character is essential in Hong Kong and he happens to be living in Chinatown.
Right. No, and if people are watching this, you don't know that's the triads are essentially like the mafia. So it's like it doesn't have
Oh,
to
the
be a
Yakuza.
direct yeah, it doesn't have to be a direct connection, but it's like no, the triads are a thing that would connect back to China itself and Hong Kong itself. So it's like it's broad enough that it's not that's the part where I really like it. That's the part where it's not cheesy because if you made it like my secret evil twin did it, it'd be like, okay.
I
But then
hope
it's
they
like
don't do that because I'm tired of seeing that.
but it's like if you make it a broad thing where it's like, no, that's a very possible scenario where it's like, no, that's a thing. So I like that. I do like that a lot because I thought that honestly, and not to keep comparing the two, but with the last Bad Boys, I thought that's where it kind of fell off was when it was like, now there's a son, but he is running around over here, and it's like, okay, no, I'm with you, but you're kind of losing me in the. But then again, it's Bad Boys, so I don't really mind,
Right.
But at the same
Because
time,
it's
I was
just
just
one of
like,
those things right. It's just one of those things, just like this movie. You can turn your brain off for 2.5 hours and enjoy
yeah.
a comedy. And I think
Also,
you can, right.
uh, Rush Hour came out in 1998. That was
Yeah.
that long ago. Oh
I
my
remember when
god.
my friends and I were talking about two movies back then the very first Blade movie
Yep.
and Rush Hour.
Yep.
Those
No,
were
and
the
I
two
loved
movies.
Rush Hour. And I Rush Hour was one of those movies where it didn't matter if you were 10 or 40. Everybody was watching Rush Hour and everybody loved it. And I love Jackie Chan and I love whenever he gets acknowledged because he has worked his ass off. And I feel like a lot of people don't know that sometimes where it's like, no, this man has busted his ass. And so it's like whenever he
Yes.
gets acknowledged, I think
Not
it's
only has he
awesome.
busted his ass, but he broke every single bone in his body.
Right. No, that's why
He literally
honestly,
broke his ass. I'm just
yeah,
saying.
literally. Honestly, that's why in Shang-Chi, when they did the couple, like, there was a few iconic ones where he did like the coat grab and stuff
Mhm.
like that. I was like, there it is. There it is. And then when I saw that his team worked on that and they were trying to pay homage to him, I was like, oh my God, that's so awesome. Because I immediately knew it. I was like, no,
Me too.
I know that. That's Jackie Chan. Like, and it's just so cool to see somebody that's worked that hard be acknowledged and have people like me and you go, oh no, I know that move. I know that move. And
Right.
I love that. So to even hear that they're working together again and having a big production happen again, I love that.
Me too. And that's all the movie news that I have. So, it's always a pleasure to